Hi, my name is Peace. I'm going to be guiding you through a power flow this afternoon. We're going to start from a standing, so I'm going to ask that we come to stand at the top of our mats, bringing the feet closer together so they don't need to be completely together, but you can have the big toes touching or maybe slightly apart, making sure we're standing now nice and grounded. And from that position, I'm going to ask that we start to imagine there's energy drawing up from the earth, and as it rides up our legs, it's going to lift our kneecaps, engage the quads, we'll tuck our tailbone in, engaging our core, and as we draw the shoulders high, roll the shoulder blades back to touch, palms facing forward. Your neck is long, chin is parallel to the mat. We're going to breathe together. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Taking some nice strong breaths on your inhale. Through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Now maintaining that breath. On our next inhale, raise your hands to the sky, palms together, gazing up. We're going to take a little Michael bend here. On your exhale, we're going to fold forward, soften the knees as we arrive. Now on our next inhale, lengthen the spine halfway with a flat back, we gaze ahead. Exhale, place the palms down. We're going to travel to the high plank, right foot back, left foot back. So arriving into the high plank, shoulders above your wrists, hips are in line with the shoulders, cores engaged. Let's breathe together. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Now on the next inhale, shift forward to the tips of the toes, take the knees down, lower the chin and the chest of the mat. Untuck the toes as we place the heart onto the mat. We're going to lift our chest for a cobra. Low cobra or high cobra, you take your choice. Take a breath as we arrive. Then gently lower your shoulders back, tuck your toes underneath, working back into your downward facing dog. So for those of us who are slowly starting to get some movement in their body today, noticing what that feels like as we arrive into our first down dog. So some of us may have been moving around quite a lot today, so you might be quite open already. Others may be a little bit tighter, and if that is you, making sure you're slightly bending your knees a little bit more than needed for others. But once here, start to maybe pedal the knees, perhaps shake the head for a no, nod it for a yes. Once again, option to pulse the chest, creating that space in the upper body, staying with the breath. Now the next inhale, slightly bend the knees. Let's travel to the top of your mat. Step, walk or jump to the top. Inhale, we lengthen the spine as we arrive. Exhale, we're folding. Inhale, raise your hands to the sky. We're going to go with the flow this time. So exhale, we fold forward. Inhale, we lengthen the spine halfway. Exhale as we place the palms down, travel to the high plank, then taking the vinyasa or chaturanga or knee stretch chin. I'm going to take my knees down, lower the chest, open the heart, cobra or upward facing dog. Create that space in the front. Exhale, we work back into our downward facing dog. So once again, noticing how we're feeling, making sure our fingers are nice and spread. We're gently pushing away from the mat. So you want to find that length in the back of the body. So if you're struggling here, slightly bend your knees, push away from the mat as we work the tailbone toward the sky. We go deeper. So allowing the breath to guide your practice. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Now one more breath here. Inhale. Exhale. Now on the next breath, slightly bend the knees. Let's travel to the top once again. Inhale, we lengthen the spine. Exhale, we're folding. Inhale, raise your hands to the sky. Let's bring our hands to our heart. So we're going to go straight into a Surya B. Inhale, bend the knees, sweep the arms, chair pose. Exhale, fold forward. On our inhale, we lengthen the spine halfway. Exhale, place your palms down, travel to the high plank once again. Vinyasa of your choice, chaturanga if you're coming with me. Inhale, open the chest. Cobra or upward facing dog's an option. Exhale, downward facing dog. Once again, coming back to the breath, inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Now on the next inhale, right leg high, three-legged dog. On your next breath, bend the knees as shift forward. Bring our right knee to the left elbow. We twist. Make the contact if you can. Shoulders above your wrists. Inhale. Right leg behind, three-legged dog. So moving with breath. We're starting to work into a much more challenging part of the practice. Shift forward, knee towards nose. Engage the core around the spine. Inhale. Right leg behind, three-legged dog. Now this time we're going to place the right knee just above the right elbow. Some will hold here if you want to go further. Maybe you'll bend the elbows. Others may be able to shift forward, lift up, Kudinyasana. That may be a practice. Stay with for 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, right leg behind. On your exhale, bring our right foot forward, rising up. High lunge. Come back to the breath. Exhale, place your hands down. Vinyasa, lower down. Inhale. Open heart. Exhale. Downward facing dog. Here we go. Left side. We're going to go straight into the other side. Inhale, left leg behind. Exhale, left knee, right elbow. Twist. Inhale. Left leg behind. And once again, shift forward. Bring the knee towards the nose. Engage your core around the spine. Inhale, left leg behind. Now this time, left knee, left elbow, hold. Balance is available if you wish to take it. Once again, for 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, left leg behind. Then as you rise up, left foot forward, high lunge. Come back to the breath. On our exhale, place your hands down. It's vinyasa. Lower down. Inhale. Open the heart. Exhale. Downward facing dog. So as we come back to the down dog, take a moment to notice. Come back to the breath. Observing how you're feeling, how your shoulders, how's your hamstrings. Some of us may be taking the child's pose, and that's okay too. So make sure you're taking the position that feels best for you right now. And now on the next breath, from your down dogs, here we go. It's getting quite sweaty and warm. Here we go, right leg behind. On your next breath, as we bring our right foot forward, back heels off the mat. Take a moment in your lunge position here. Then we're going to lift and extend the right hand up into a easy twist. Noticing how that feels, energy in that back heel, cores engage. This might be enough for some of us. Those of us who are practicing with props nearby, you may want to place your hand on a block perhaps, noticing what that feels like. Others, if you're coming with me, placing the palms together, left elbow, right knee. We're going to twist right here, so noticing what we're working with once again. This will be enough for 2 more breaths, wherever we are. Last breath. Then when you're ready, releasing, coming back into a high lunge. So take a moment in the high lunge. Come back to the breath, gazing up towards your hands. 2 more breaths. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the nose. Last breath, back heel comes down, and arrive into our warrior 2. So as we come into the warrior 2, take a moment. If you need to heel toe the back leg in, feel free to do so. And if you need to wipe some sweat, feel free to do so. Now from here, back leg is nice and strong, front leg is bent. Now on our next breath, I'm going to ask that we straighten the front leg. We're going to reach forward into a triangle position. So triangle pose, both legs are straight. Now as we look up towards your left hand, take a moment to just lean back slightly. So we want to maintain a nice flat back here, staying with the breath. 2 remaining. Last breath here. Then turning to frame that front leg. So as we do, I'm asking that we bring the left foot in slightly into a forward-facing triangle. So once we've arrived in the forward-facing triangle, take a moment to notice what you're working with. So you're finding maybe your hamstrings are quite tight, bring that back leg in slightly more. If you've got props, please use them either side. Now from here, inhale, we lengthen the spine. Exhale, we fold forward. Inhale, we lengthen the spine. Exhale, we fold. Continue with that breath. Inhale. Going as far as is available for you. Exhale. 2 breaths remaining. Inhale. Exhale. Last breath together. Exhale, exhale, exhale. Now in the next inhale, I'm going to ask that we push both hands into the mat and we're going to lift the right leg up. So we're now in the three-legged downward facing dog position. If this is enough for you, please feel free to stay here. If you want to come with me, we're going to come into a dolphin position. Just start to notice what that feels like. Just maybe lift the leg up. If it's too much, bring both legs down. Maybe take the leg slightly further back and work into a dolphin here. We're going to stay here for 5 breaths. Some of us will start to maybe walk the hips slightly higher, work into the upper body, start to create a little bit more strength, working into, as we start to get a little bit stronger, you might want to start to work your leg slightly further higher up, noticing what that feels like, maybe coming to the tips of the toes on the back leg. And then when you're ready, let's take a child's pose from here. So as we come into the child's pose, draw the head towards the mat. So staying with the breath, I'm going to ask that we take some breaths together. Inhale through the nose. Open the mouth, side out, let it go. Inhale through the nose. Side out, let it go. And on the next breath, gently start to come back out of your child's pose. Tuck the back toes under. Let's work back through the downward facing dog. And from our down dogs, we're going to work straight over to the other side. So once again, this time, inhale, left leg behind. Exhale, bring our left foot forward. Back heels off the mat, rising up. So back heels off the mat. Take a moment here to find that positioning in your hips. Right hand stays down. We're going to twist, work into an easy twist from here. Left hand comes up. Open the heart, noticing how we're feeling. Some friends will stay here. This would be enough. Once again, others are going to bring our right elbow to the left knee and work into that twist, noticing how we're feeling. 2 more breaths. Last breath. Now when you're ready, releasing both hands up toward the sky. Careful as we come back out. Try not to wobble straight out. And if you do, that's absolutely fine. Just find yourself into your high lunge position here. So staying with the breath. Right, I'm going to turn over to the other side so we can see where I am from this side. So as we're in our high lunge, come back to the breath. Observing how we're feeling. So the back heel's nice and strong. Keeping the core engaged. So try not to flare the ribs out in this position. Try to keep them kind of locked down. 2 more breaths here. Softening the shoulders. Last breath here. Now grounding the back heel, and then we arrive into our warrior 2. So as we come into the warrior 2, take a moment to notice how your hips feel. So you want to find that bend in the left side this time. The right leg is nice and straight. The left leg is bent. And softening the shoulders, we're gazing down the middle finger on our left this time. With every exhale, finding a little bit more space as we go deeper for 2 more breaths. Last breath when we're ready. As we straighten that front leg, we can heel toe the back leg in, reaching out towards your left this time, and we're folding into our triangle pose. So as we come into the triangle position, notice if your right shoulder's folding forward. I'm going to ask that we take it slightly back. And then as we arrive here, find that space, gazing up towards the right hand. As we gaze up, we're finding that length and reaching up with the right hand, reaching down with the left. 2 more breaths here. Now left quads engaged. Last breath here. Now turning to frame and face that left foot. And I'm going to ask that we bring the right leg into our forward facing triangle. So from here, inhale, we're lengthening the spine. Exhale, we're folding. Inhale, we lengthen. Exhale, we're folding. So from here, we've got 3 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Notice if you're working with the same amount of space on the other side. If not, maybe soften the knees if that helps. And one more breath here as we lengthen on the inhale. Exhale, we're folding, folding, folding. Now our next inhale as we come up, bring our chest up slightly, place your palms down. I'm going to ask you to place our hands into the mat. We're going to lift the left leg up toward the sky. So from here, if you remember from the other side, some friends will stay here. Others may bring our forearms down. Others may bring both feet down and find their way into a dolphin. But I'm going to suggest for those of us who want to join me, start to lift one leg up and maybe start to play with coming upside down. So taking one leg up, maybe making sure the hips are as high as possibly can. Bring that energy into both feet, looking between your hands, staying with the breath. And once we're here, if this is where your position is, some of us may want to start to maybe bend your feet from the top and start to create some shapes with the body. But depending on where you are, take your breaths. You have 3 more breaths. 2 remaining. After your last breaths, gently releasing and coming into that child's pose where we meet. So arriving back into the child's pose. Once again, feel free to maybe take the knees slightly wider apart. If you wish to work into your hips, some of us may find that they want to work into their spine, so bringing the knees slightly close together in that case. Let's take a breath together. Inhale through the nose. Side out, let it go. Now the next breath, gently coming back into your bodies. So you're arriving back through your tabletop. I'm going to ask that we take a vinyasa here. So shifting forward, vinyasa of your choice. Lower down, inhale. Open the chest. Exhale. Downward facing dog. Now on your next breath, slightly bend the knees. Let's travel through to sit. And as we come through to sit, I'm going to ask that we bring our knees into the chest, bring our soles of the feet together, and begin to round your spine. So as we come to round our spines, Balankonasana, noticing how the pose feels. Some of us may want to take our feet slightly further away. Just work with what's available for you. And we're coming into a softness here. So allowing your head to just hang round in the spine, releasing that breath. Try not to control anything at all, just allowing your body to find some softness right here. We're taking 2 more breaths together. Inhale through the nose. Side out, let it go. Release the head, release the neck. Last breath together, inhale. Exhale, fold, release, 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 release. Now when you're ready, slowly begin to round your spine back to meet me in the seated as we bring our knees closer together. I'm going to ask that we bring our palms just behind us, fingers facing towards. I'm going to lift our hips. So some of us will come into a reverse tabletop and this will be fine. Others may want to extend both legs down the mat. Soles of the feet, we're going to be working towards the mat. We're just going to hold for 5 breaths. So whichever option that you choose. 4 more breaths. It's quite a strong pose. 3, 2, and 1. When you're ready, gently releasing, scooting your hips slightly forward, bringing your knees into your chest this time. Gently come and round your spine. I'm going to ask that we gently rock from side to side. And when you're ready, slowly beginning to release your feet to the corners of the mat, palms facing up. Releasing your breath, allowing yourself to come to a stillness. And as you arrive in your final resting pose, we're going to just allow yourself to release any tension remaining in your body. Perhaps take the time to notice how you're feeling in this moment. You may wish to take a body scan and notice how you're feeling right now as opposed to when you started this practice. And for those, when you're ready, slowly begin to deepen your breaths as you arrive back into your physical bodies. Slowly begin to wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes. And taking your hands above your head, draw your feet together and give yourselves a full body stretch. And feel the space you've created from your practice. And then hug your knees into your chest and give yourself some love. Give yourself some real love. Then gently rock from side to side. And gently rocking onto a side you feel most compelled to rock onto. And from here, we take a moment to take in your breath. And then gently work your way back into a seated to meet me, cross-legged. Spine straight, bring your hands to your heart centers. As we remind ourselves of why we practice. To create space, to expand our consciousness, and to vibrate higher. Bring your hands to the third eye between our brows. Bow with gratitude and peace. Thank you guys for joining me for the power practice this afternoon.